Hey everyone, John here with Edge Paintball. This week I'm going to cover how to set up your die CZR. We get this question a lot. You guys go to our website, proedgepb.com, you pick up your new gun, but you don't know how to set it up. So let's go ahead and get started. So when you first get your CZR, you go ahead and take the plastic off, which I've already done here, and you want to go ahead and open it up. So inside your gun, you've got, of course, the color of your choice. This is our red with black. Open that up there, and go ahead and lay your gun to the side. I'm going to show you what comes in the box real quick. You have your nice warranty card. Good to go there. You have your basic quick start manual. Nice little foam in there. You also get nice O-ring kit. Hold on to that. That's really helpful. Allen keys, which you'll need those to go ahead and get everything set up. You have your die lube, which you don't need to do with anything. We get this question a lot. Do I need to lube it up? Don't touch your gun. It's ready to go. Wait till like 1 or 2 cases of paint through the gun to do that. Nice little silicone packet. Make sure your animals or babies don't eat that. Barrel sock, pretty inexpensive, entry-level solid black. Your battery, which you need, and of course, your 2-piece barrel. Go ahead and pull this all out, move it out of the way. If you already have a CZR, for example, or if you played with one before, let me know what you think. Give us some feedback. A lot of the players that'll be watching this video are newer players out there, so they definitely like reading your comments, maybe some feedback, what you like, what you don't like, or if you have a different recommendation even, or if you really like it, if you're a big fan of it. Hey everyone, before we get too far, I just want to say thank you for watching today. And as always, everything you see today is available on our website, proedgepb.com. Let's get back to the video. Anyways, so I went ahead and screwed my 2-piece barrel on. You just want to hand tighten it together. That's clockwise. You want to turn it to the right. Good to go there. Again, with your lube, you don't need to do anything with that. Go ahead and set that aside. We have a cleaning video on how to do that. You can check that one out. Your barrel sock, you definitely want to go ahead and open up. So again, this is just a black generic barrel sock. We do have cool different designs, some of our own custom designs on our website. You can check that out, but this one's good to get started. It's going to do everything you need it to. And I go ahead and throw this on the barrel, just like that. Lay it down. Your O-rings you won't need for today. These are if your gun starts leaking for anything like that. But we do offer support on this. So if you buy a CZR from us, or even if you don't, if you buy it from somewhere else, and you have problems, give us a call at our number, 800-966-9381. Most of our techs can help you over the phone. Maybe do you know, like a 2 or 3 minute diagnosis of what's going on. This is your Allen key set. I do wish these came in like a nice bag that you can reseal them, because once you open them up, they're going to fall all over the place. But they give you everything you need. I don't think we really need these today. Maybe one to tighten something up, but I'll go ahead and throw these aside as well. You do need your battery. Actually, I lied. You do need your Allen keys to put your battery in. We're going to take the manual and your warranty card, put that to the side. All right, so go ahead and grab your CZR. Of course, there's no air on this gun, anything like that, so that's good. But if it was, you want to make sure you take the barrel and your air tank off of the gun. On the right side of the gun here, there are going to be 3 screws. You want to go ahead and find the Allen key that matches up and undo those 3 screws. What I like to do so I don't have to open this bag is I find the size that I think is going to work best and I just poke it through the side. That way the whole bag doesn't come flying open. And go ahead, yep, there we go. And go ahead and unscrew these 3 screws. What you're doing here is you're going to go ahead and put the battery. So for a newer player, people say, what is the battery for? Well, the battery actually powers basically the engine of the gun. So the part that fires the engine. And so we do have a battery in here already because we like to test these guns before we put them on display. And this was a display gun. And so go ahead and put that on there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this old battery out. Pull that out. You're going to go ahead and put your new battery in. So here it says a plus or minus. You just want to go ahead and match up your plus and minus. Put it in there. There's a small ribbon inside here. You want that ribbon to be at the bottom. So that way, when you put your battery in, you can pull that ribbon to get it out. If you accidentally tuck it in there, it's kind of difficult to get in and out. There's also a little rubber piece here that likes to fall out once you've used the gun a handful of times. It's not broken or anything. You just want to push it back into place. It's basically to keep the battery connected correctly and make sure your battery doesn't rattle around at all. So go ahead and throw this in here. Make sure that ribbon is straight up and down, and you're good to go. And go ahead and pull these grips back. So remember, this is the right side of the grip frame. If you wanted to change the firing modes on this, which this has 4 firing modes, semi-auto, 2 ramping modes, and a full auto, that setting is going to be through the board, which is going to be found on this right-hand side. Little switches on the side here. But we're not going to mess with that today. So go ahead and tuck that back and go ahead and throw those screws back in there. All right, so once we've got everything together, we want to go ahead and turn the gun on just to make sure we put that battery in correctly. Probably recommend do this before you put your screws in. But the top button here in the back, you have a top power button and then another button at the bottom. We don't worry about that yet. But to go ahead and turn the gun on, go ahead and hold that top button down, and you should see a light up on the left side of the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and try that again. So top button here, out of the two, top button, hold down, you see the light up. That means your battery is incorrectly, and you're good to go. Okay, so go ahead and turn the gun off by holding it down until the light turns off. Go ahead and screw your barrel into place. Again, I'm just hand tightening this up, nothing crazy. This is your barrel sock. Again, you want to pull this back so that way if you accidentally pull the trigger, it goes into the barrel sock. Some people will leave it loose on here. The idea is if you pull the trigger and it fires a paintball, this doesn't fly off and the next ball shoots somebody, you know, standing next to you or in your living room or something. So make sure you put that on, keep it kind of tight. One thing I really recommend is go ahead and tie this in the back here. And I'm not going to do it for this gun, but go ahead and tie it in the back here. That way it stays tight all the time. Good to go, just like that. All right. At the bottom of your gun here, you'll have your air on off. This is your ASA. It has a little knob. You want to make sure that knob is pointing straight up and down. That's because the air is disengaged at this point. There's a little pin inside of here that if it is horizontal like that, it is pushing the air. It's basically turning the air on if the air tank was on there, but we want to go ahead and turn that off. So I'm going to turn that off there. And then you have your feed neck. Here you have your feed neck lever. So I'm going to go ahead and open that lever there because I want to put the hopper on. So open the lever up a little bit. Drop the hopper on the top. And it's a pretty snug fit. And if for some reason, so right now if you notice that the lever is pretty loose, what we're going to do is on the left side of your gun, there's a small screw at the top, not the bottom one, but at the top. Take your same Allen key from earlier and you want to give that one basically a half turn, just a half turn clockwise. What we're doing is we're tightening the screw up to make the lever more difficult to tighten up. So I'm going to just do a half turn at a time because you don't want to over tighten it by any means. A turn, half turn to the right, and you want this lever to kind of be difficult. So as you clip it over, it kind of gets snug. What that does is that really tightens on the hopper, but in the middle of the game, you're able to pull it off and pull the hopper out quickly. If you do it too tight, you won't be able to get that lever off. You're going to get shot. Your gun's going to jam up. You know, if you have problems like that for whatever, and you can't get your hopper off. So this is perfect. You want a little resistance on the lever, so that way the hopper doesn't come off, but I want to be able to pull the lever off and move the hopper back and forth. So this is exactly how I want it. And that was just 2 half turns. Each one of your guns will come a little different out of the box from the factory, but good to go. And I like that red. That looks really good on here. This is a Bunker King control loader. So these are one of the top loaders for this gun. Good to go. Okay. So now that we also have our ASA, or our knob turned vertically up and down, I want to go ahead and point my gun down at the ground. Typically, if I'm standing up, I would have it set something like this. The reason why is because you're going to take your air tank and just put it down, face it straight down. I'm not going to turn it like this. This makes it very difficult to push the air tank up. You want to use gravity to let it sit right here. And I'm just going to line it straight up and down, as you can tell. And as I spin it, it's going to start spinning itself in. If for some reason it's kind of hard to spin in, unscrew it to make sure there's debris in there. Take a small rag, wipe it out. But this should not be difficult to do this. It should be a very smooth process. So screw it in until it stops. And I'm not going to get on it too much. I'm just barely, once it offers any resistance, stop completely. And right now, the air tank is on the gun, but there's no air going through my gun because the on-off is still off. So what you want to do there, you want to take your hand, and you want to take your 2 fingers, your index finger, your thumb, and you want to basically twist them. You're going to do that to this knob until it clicks. We get a lot of feedback. People will turn it, and then they let go, and the air comes out. It's because you haven't clicked it all the way in place. So what you want to do is go ahead and take it here, and I'm going to spin it until it clicks. You can actually hear the air turn on, and now it's horizontal, completely horizontal, and we're good to go. And the way I know that is because I can hear it air up, but also I'm going to go ahead and turn the air off, and air should vent out of it. And the reason why the way I turn it off is I turn it the opposite. Again, make sure it's pretty much vertical, and good to go. So I'm going to turn the air on, good to go. If you want to dry fire or test fire the gun, remember how I told you there are 2 buttons on there? There's no paint inside this gun, I know that for sure, and nothing in the hopper, so I'm going to go ahead and hold the top button down until it turns on. And the gun is not going to fire because there's nothing inside of it, and that's how it's designed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the trigger down when I fire, and that's going to force the gun to fire 1 time. So go ahead and do that. So now I've turned the gun on. I'm going to hold the trigger down 1 time, and it's going to fire. So that is just a test mode to clear everything out of it. You don't want to play like that. Once there is a paintball inside of there, that light will be green, and it'll let you know it's live, and you're good to go. Good to go. If you wanted to dry fire this fast or rapidly to really make sure the gun is working, or if you for some reason want to mess with the trigger and you're trying to adjust it, you want to hold this bottom button down here in the back. The purpose of this is to turn your sensors off inside the gun. And let me show you what I mean by that. It can be a little complicated. So don't ever do this, and I mean that, don't ever do this. But so you can see the color right there. It should be, what is that, red right there? Okay, so once I put my finger inside here, it'll actually turn green. You can see that change. And the reason for that is my finger is going all the way into the breech of the paintball gun where the sensors are. That is, the gun is telling me that there is a paintball in there, and it is live. So right now the gun will not shoot, but if I put my finger in there and pull the trigger, which don't ever do that, it will try to fire, representing basically a paintball's in there ready to go. And this prevents paintballs from breaking inside of the gun because you're shooting it when the paintball's not all the way in there. So back to the bottom button. The bottom button is to turn all those sensors off. So go ahead and hold that bottom button until that light starts to flash. Now it's flashing. Say, look, we're going to fire every single time you pull the trigger. And you don't ever want to play like this. I don't care what anybody tells you. You never want to play paintball like this. You're going to have a lot of problems because the paintballs are going to fall halfway down, and the engine or the bolt that moves forward and backwards is going to hit that ball when it's not all the way down. It's going to break inside your gun. It's going to cause a bunch of problems. But if you want to test fire just with air, you can do that. So right now I have flashing red, and I'm going to pull the trigger, and I can shoot it very fast to test it, make sure everything's good to go. If you want to turn those sensors back on, hold the bottom button down until it stops flashing, and you're good to go. To turn your gun off completely, hold the top button down until you see the light turn off, and you're ready to go. But we're going to go ahead and put our hopper back on, and that's pretty much it. Only thing left you'd need, go ahead and put your paintballs inside of here. If you're going to keep your paintball gun together at the house, you can leave the air tank on, but make sure you turn the air off just like that. An important thing too is there is still air inside of this gun right now. Just because you turn the air off, that doesn't mean the air isn't trapped inside of the gun. So you may hear a small air come out, but what I usually recommend is turn the gun on with no paintballs inside, and you want to shoot the last shot out. That way, if your little brother, little sister, somebody that doesn't know goes and grabs the gun and pulls the trigger with the barrel stock off, it doesn't fire anything out of it. So don't forget, there's always an extra shot inside this gun unless you hear it leak out. But pretty much always treat the gun like it's live, like it has paintballs inside of it. So if you're going to keep it at the house, keep the barrel stock on it. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I'd say watch the video once through before you do anything, and check it out, and good to go. But if you have any questions or anything I missed, go ahead and comment below. Like I said, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to lube it. You don't have to do anything except for put the battery in, put the air tank on, put the hopper, paintballs, and you're good to go. Absolutely love these guns. At the time of filming this, these are on sale for $299.95. I think they're down from $375, so it's a great deal. Make sure you check them out, prohpb.com. We have available for 30 different colors on our website, all the color swaps, all the different options. Yeah, good to go. Again, any questions, let us know. Don't forget, if you found the video helpful, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to our channel for multiple videos each week on product review videos, all kind of stuff like that, different funny videos. Good to go. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.